All right, I'm gonna be working with Atlas in the trailer again. And I want to work a little bit with him targeting the cone. So he kind of got a little stuck just coming up and touching the target with it in my hand. I want him to kind of go in and touch the cone on the ground, kind of have his head in a different position and just kind of change it up a little bit. So I just have a regular like dressage cone on the bottom and I'm just asking him target. Once he targets it, I'm going to click him and reward him and then I'm just going to slightly move it back toward the front of the trailer just a little bit. And that's really my goal here is just to kind of get him to do something a little bit different because I've been using the handheld target. He responds well to the handheld target, but I really want to transition him from going in with me on the inside to going with me in the trailer with me on the outside. So that's what we're going to work on here. We're just clicking and treating and having him target a little bit. I'm just kind of moving it around. I'm just trying to get him lined up to where he would be ready to just go in like correctly with the divider. So he's not going in straight because he's got to kind of go in at an angle. So that's what I'm just playing with here a little bit. So I've been working on him going in and out. So there he's going to go in, he's going to touch the cone, and then I'll click and treat him. So I want him to come in and out comfortably and make sure that he understands like he can leave backwards whenever he wants. He is small enough where he can turn around if he were all the way in, but I just have the very last divider up. So then that gives me a little bit of protective contact. And then also he could turn around and leave at any point. He's not getting all the way in and going too fast and scaring himself. So, but now I've kind of moved the cone. He's in a bit more angled position. His head's a little bit up closer to like the window area. And he was just kind of investigating a little bit. And I'm just going to continue to ask him to touch the target, click and reward him every time for touching the target, and just really make it super positive. I'm going to work on touching him a little bit. That's a new criteria for him. He's a little worried about it. Like I went to touch him there and he decided to back out. I asked him to come forward and he responds well. So I'll click and feed him for that. But I'm just kind of adding a little bit different things because he's going to need to be touched to close the divider, close the door, just in general in the trailer. So I'm just adding that new thing. So I just kind of touched him on the shoulder with my target, which is my crop. And he was a little worried and he left. So it's giving me information about how he's feeling. He wasn't super comfortable with that. He came right back though. He didn't run off. I'm giving him some repetitions here, just touching the target, or I mean the cone on the ground there, and he's doing well. So there I touched him. There he's, oh, okay, I'm asking him to back out. So I thought I touched him on the shoulder again, but he backed out nicely. So he does back out nicely to my handheld target. So that looked really nice. So maybe I think a bit of the touch is maybe he's worried, and then the bit of it is he maybe thinks that I want him to back out. He's kind of anticipating that. Not sure exactly, but that's a possibility. So now I'm just going to transition. So using the cone is going to help me transition to teaching him to go in on his own. So I just reviewed a bit with me in the inside so he kind of gets the idea. Same thing, we're getting in the trailer. He's only ever gotten halfway. I think he might have gotten all the way in once or twice, but we're not up to that. He kind of just did that on his own. I'm not asking for it. But he goes in consistently halfway. He touches the cone. It's the same game, and now I'm just changing that one other thing, since now he understands the cone, is that I'm going to be in a different location. I'm going to be outside and on the other side of him. So, and I don't want to move that too fast. This is really nice because this is what he's spooking at something. But so what I don't want is him coming off every time to get the reward. So I want him to step in even with one foot and stay up there and eat the treat. So I should still be feeding him, but I need to figure out something else. Like he's not comfortable with the setup that I have right now. So I'm going to move the cone closer to the end of the trailer. He's just knocking it over. So that he can touch it, kind of get closer and stay in the trailer so he's not backing out to get that treat because I don't want that part of it. I want him to stay up there. So I'm just going to cue him again. And then there, he stays up there. I'm going to feed him up there. So it's just food presentation. So I probably shouldn't have not fed him there because that's just probably going to create more anxiety, but I need to feed him up in the trailer. So I needed to scoot up a little bit. I needed to move the target over a little bit and get him to where I could present the food right underneath him while he's still up there. So I had to be a little bit quicker and I had to change my placement a little bit. But now he's getting it. He's not, halfway in the trailer. He's just touching the cone, but I'm getting that first behavior. The first closest thing to this is he's staying up there with his head, and then I can build up again to where he's getting 1 feet, 2 feet, and he's staying in there to eat the treat. That's my goal here. So I want to see if maybe I could work on him seeing me up here, maybe him eating out of my hand up here. Um, just because he can see me. He understands like me with food. He generalizes that pretty well. So I want to see if he'd eat out of my hand here. So I'm just kind of climbing on the side. So he's like not super sure, but he hasn't left. So he took it out of my hand pretty well. It's kind of hard to see. I tried to brighten it up, but he could have left at any point in time. If your horse is not that like relaxed or not that set up for this behavior, I wouldn't just try it and like scare them in the trailer. Atlas is used to me moving around on the trailer. We've worked with the trailer multiple times, and this isn't his first time. I definitely wouldn't do it the first time, but so he generalized this pretty well. I would just make sure your horse is ready for that. But all I'm doing is having him sit in the trailer and I'm just feeding him from a different location. So it's kind of similar to what I was doing in the beginning where I was on the other side of him, but um on the divider on his right side and feeding him there, but I'm just on the other side. So I'm kind of on a divider, I'm just on his left side. So the outside of the trailer kind of acts as that divider. Now I'm touching him here. He kind of moved a little bit, but not bad. And I can feed him for that. And we'll see if he'll. There, he stayed in the trailer pretty well. He backed out afterward, but he did take the food and he had his click in there. So not bad. So we'll just give him a little break and I just do trailer letting in small little bits just to keep up his confidence.